Let's attack the brand new level 5 Inferno Tower with every single troop in the game. Multi-mode, single mode, let's do it. What is going on, guys? Juno Sloth here, and welcome to this video where we're going to attack the brand new level 5 Inferno Tower with every single troop in the game, starting out with the Barbarians. Now, this is the developer account, guys, so that is how we're able to match up with this brand new update gameplay coming to you soon. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure to subscribe, and hitting the notification bell will mean you get notified on each and every one of my videos. So let's get into it, guys. The Barbarians will be up first against the multi and single mode Inferno. Make sure to drop me a comment down below with which troop you think will win, and like the video if you enjoy it. So let's go, guys. Alright, guys, here we go with the Barbarians. How about we try the single target Inferno first? So the brand new level 5 Inferno Tower, you can see shredding through the Barbarians. How we will go about this video is we'll start with one of each troop, and then as they fall, we will add one extra to the mix. So we're now up to 4 Barbarians. I feel like the single target Inferno is going to go down to the Barbarians rather quickly once we start getting a few more into the mix. However, the multi-Inferno will shred through them rather quickly, I feel. Single Inferno still doing rather good here. Let's just continue surrounding it with Barbarians. We're now up to 6. Maybe once we start getting to 10, we'll just throw them in, because I feel we could be going on forever with this, guys. So let's surround it with the Barbarians. There they go, shredding at that level 5 Inferno Tower. It is going down pretty quick now. There it goes. They're going to move across to the multi-Inferno, so let's just have a check of this and see how the level 5 Inferno shreds through these Barbarians. Look at that. They do not stand a chance, guys. Did not even get to it, so let's maybe surround them with the Barbarians. Wow, it is bringing them down quick. That is the brand new level 5 Inferno Tower for you. Let's surround this with Barbarians and see if we can get it down. I think we've got quite a few in the mix there, guys, but it is going down and taking them Barbarians out quick. They just about get it, guys. So that is the Barbarians. Let's move on to the Archers. Alright, guys, so here we have the Archers coming at the single target Inferno first. As you can see, they barely get any shots off. It is just shredding straight through them Archers. Now, we did kind of expect this, that the single troops would go down rather quickly. It's when we start getting to them heavier troops, the Golem, the PEKKA, them ones that would really tank for the Inferno Tower as we move around, that we'll see just how powerful this defense is. Now, this is a level 5 Inferno Tower for the brand new balance update, and it is at Town Hall 11, guys, so it's shredding through the Archers relatively quickly. As you can see, the gravestone of Archers right around, they just about nicked that one. We have a couple of them coming across to the multi-Inferno, so let's have a check of that, but they go down rather quickly. Let's see. Wow, they went down so quick there, guys. Just check it out. Shredding through the Archers like nothing. The Barbarians had a little bit more health, so they were able to tank that little bit longer, but check that out, guys. The Archers absolutely getting destroyed there. Let's maybe bring a few more in from right at the end here and just see what happens. Just check it out. They are shredded. Absolutely no chance for the Archers, and we're going to have to bring even more in. I love the animation there of the Inferno Tower, really getting them Archers. Check it out. Let's really finish it off this time, but you can see how powerful it is against the Archers. Mass Archer strategies, you're going down to that level 5 Inferno. We're now up to the Giants, guys. Okay, so the Giants, guys, this one will be interesting. Let's bring that first Giant in straight away. Check out the Inferno Tower getting into them higher modes, and that Giant is history. Let's bring 2 of them in. One of them there is going to start getting a few shots off. You'll notice how the Giants do quite well at first, but then as it clocks into them secondary modes, they have no chance. So the balance change did bring in effect that the Inferno Tower on single mode will start off with the same amount of damage that the multi-Inferno does. Now, the Giants doing a great job here, but as you can see, they're going down rather quickly once it clocks into that overdrive mode. I think this Giant might not stand a chance. It just about gets it. So let's put 2 more in, take down that single Inferno, and move on to the multi. So as the Giants walk down, guys, let's maybe reinforce with a couple of other Giants. They're coming in. Now notice how their health is going down. It's not going to clock into that overdrive and heavier power mode, but it is affecting every single giant. However, you can see far more effective against that multi-mode. Because of their health, they're able to get through it and take it down. Okay, so for the goblins, guys, we've had to take out the resources over on the other side, so a few less goblins, but let's bring them into that single Inferno. Wow, hardly even got a shot off there. Even less effective than the archers because they have so little health that the single Inferno is just shredding through them. Let's get a couple more in there, guys, and you'll see the gravestones starting to pile up with the goblins, but actually they're doing quite a good job there. The single Inferno down to about quarter health. This might finish them off, so more effective than we might think. Only 20 goblins there being used so far to get that Inferno right down to that level. Check it out, they take it down, even get a star with it. As they move over to the multi-Inferno though, I think the goblins are going to struggle. Check that out. You would really need to have a lot of goblins here to do any sort of damage. We're bringing them in quite quickly there. But check out just how quick the Inferno doesn't indeed take them down. So we had quite a few goblins at the Inferno Tower there, but it was able to constantly just keep on top of them. Check that out. As long as we don't put them in too quickly, it's quite a brilliant thing to watch that the goblins just about don't get enough time to get that hit off. They take it down in the end. Moving swiftly on here then, we are now onto the wall breakers, which I feel will definitely struggle the most out of each and every troop. Now this is the brand new level 7 wall breakers in action against the brand new level 5 Inferno Tower. They're actually doing quite well there, getting quite a few hits off onto the Inferno Tower, but we do have to bring them in quite heavily. And remember, these guys are for walls, so they're not normally used to take out defenses, but they're doing a great job here actually against this single Inferno. I think they will struggle more against the multi, but check that out, so much damage actually. If they had that times 40 like they do on the walls, this would be down already. So as they come forward, I think we're going to have to reinforce them with a few others. But check that out. They go down so quickly to that multi-Inferno. Let's keep bringing them in here, guys. See whether we can take it down or whether the multi-Inferno will indeed be victorious. We bring them all, and one single wall breaker makes it out alive. That was fantastic. So as we move on to balloons, the wall breakers there doing a fantastic job with that brand new level improvement. Make sure to drop me a comment, #wallbreakerOP, if you think that was amazing. Let's bring in the balloons. As you can see, that single Inferno is shredding through them rather quickly, but as we put in more balloons and they do manage to get over the top, they will do heavy amounts of damage onto it. Check that out. That one balloon gets it down by about a third, so let's go ahead and bring in another 3 balloons, and I really think they're going to do a lot of damage here. It just doesn't have the power to get to that higher level, and then the balloons take it down. So as they move down towards the multi here, let's put a couple of other balloons in. Not too many, because the multi will do quite well against them, but if they do get over the top of it, as you will see, they will take it down rather quickly. So although the multi there struggling heavily against them balloons, it gets them right the way down, but it's just not enough. So the balloons, they're very powerful against the multi. Let's go ahead and check out the brand new level 8 wizard versus this level 5 Inferno Tower. The wizard there, really looking forward to this one, getting masses of damage, but obviously the single Inferno just having enough to clock through them powers and take the wizards down. But once the wizards do get some hits, you will see they are awfully powerful, guys. I feel like 4 wizards might just be enough to get the damage done and take this single Inferno. There it is, one of them tracking across to all of the other buildings. Let's go ahead and put a few in towards the multi here, and as you will see, that Inferno definitely brilliant on multi. So against the lower HP troops, the multi-Inferno is obviously absolutely brilliant because it can shred down their health rather quickly. But against the heavier HP troops, it just doesn't have enough time to shred them down. The single is therefore the better for them heavier troops. So because they got an upgrade in themselves, and just for a bit of fun, let's go ahead and use the healers. But we all know what's going to happen here. Nothing for the single Inferno. It's going to shred straight through them, guys, because they basically have nothing to heal. Maybe we should have brought a single troop, but as you can see, as we zoom out, the multi-Inferno will do better against this one because it is able to just slowly pick away at them healers and take them all down together, whereas the single Inferno has to constantly lock onto the healers. So I feel maybe we're out of range for one of these healers. I'm not too sure. We'll just have to wait and see. The single actually catching up there and really doing the damage, just not enough for the multi, as you will see, because it had to go on to that second wave of healers. The single Inferno is indeed going to take victory here against the healers, against that multi-mode Inferno. Well, I'm looking forward to this one as well. The dragons did get that HP boost. So for this one, the level 6 dragons come in. Not quite enough there to take out the single Inferno. Obviously, as we're explaining here, the single Inferno is far superior against them higher HP troops. They do indeed take the dragon down in the end. And that final dragon goes ahead and takes it down. I've definitely put too many dragons in there to show you the multi-Inferno. They are just going to roast that thing alive. Now the PEKKA also gets a boost within this update to level 6. This will be a prime example of how the single Inferno is far superior against them higher HP troops. You can see, although the PEKKA did get one high damage bash in there onto the Inferno, it just takes them down ever so quick. You really need more of them in order to surround it and take it down. But as you will then see, as we move on to the multi, it really will not stand a chance. Even if we don't put any more PEKKAs in here, guys, that single PEKKA, and others too, because one of them on very low health, but a single PEKKA will absolutely destroy the multi-mode because it just can't get through their health. So the PEKKA probably the most dominant so far within this, but let's see whether any other troops can take over. The baby dragons here do get that enraged bonus to try and help with the Inferno towers, but as you will see, the single one just locks into overdrive and is able to take down the baby dragons rather quickly. They are doing a brilliant job here though in terms of getting a couple of shots off with that enraged bonus. You will see as they move together, they're just out of range. One of them does a fantastic job, and as they move to this multi-Inferno, I'm not too sure. I think with the mid HP troops, it's obviously just very much the same, but as you can see on this one, the baby dragons do have that little bit extra hit points, so even a single dragon able to dominate the multi, single Inferno certainly better against dragons. So we now move on to another troop which gained a brand new level in this update. It is the miners to level 5. That single miner pops up, gets a few hit points, but the single Inferno is able to do quite a bit of damage. However, if you were coming at a base with a mass miner attack, which you normally would, you would surround that single Inferno and take it down rather quickly, especially if you have the heal spell within the area. You obviously have a better chance because the heal spell can help with a lot of the miners whilst the Inferno tower is only hitting one. Let's however go to the multi-Inferno and you'll see this will be a bit more dominant against the mass miner attacks because you cannot heal them through this Inferno because they're all getting hit, and although they're taking it down rather quickly, you will struggle a lot more against the multi-Inferno with the miners, guys. They just about get through that one. Okay, so we're moving on to the Dark Elixir troops now, in that of the minions. Make sure to let me know which troop you've enjoyed the most and which one you're most looking forward to in the rest of this video. As you will see here, this will be a brilliant example of how the lower HP troops do much better against the single Inferno. As we start bringing more into the mix, they're able to get a lot more shots off as the single Inferno takes its time to power up and get through them, and then you will see how the multi-mode Inferno is far superior against them lower HP troops. So as the minions move across to this multi-Inferno, they're going to struggle, and they will be able to surround it eventually depending on how many we get in. But you've got to remember, guys, within a realistic attack, there would be other defenses within the mix here helping to take these minions out alongside the multi-Inferno, but we've already put quite a few in. They would have taken out a single Inferno 10 times over already. However, the multi still doing phenomenally well and shredding through the minions. We really have to overwhelm it too much here in order to get it down with the minions. As you can see, that new level 5 Inferno doing a brilliant job, and they just about get it down again. One clutch minion finishes it off. And I am looking forward to this one, guys. The Hog Riders, they did get a boost as well. Their hit points were increased slightly. Here they come against the single Inferno. The single Hog Rider just gets absolutely demolished. But as you will see, they start to take it down rather easily. And similar to the Miners, you would struggle more so within this because of the healing benefit that the Inferno gives. If you were bringing in Hog Riders, you could heal possibly through a single Inferno, but as you get to the multi, although the Hog Riders will do better here and probably take it down that little bit easier because they do have that decent amount of HP, if this was a realistic battle and you had a heal spell on them, you would definitely struggle more, guys. Okay, so moving on to the Valkyries, you guys should be getting a general idea of which troops do better against the multi-Inferno and which troops do better against the single Inferno. So hopefully you can kind of guess which ones will do better on this one. And the Valkyries will certainly do a better job against the multi-Inferno because they have that higher HP. So although they come into the single one here, they're getting a few shots off. They're able to be taken down rather easily as the single Inferno clocks up in speed. However, as we were to move on to the multi here, you will see that a single Valkyrie will do a lot better against the multi-Inferno than it did the single. It all depends how you're attacking it though, guys. If you had mass Valkyries, they wouldn't really struggle with any of these. They would tear down a multi and single Inferno. However, again, that healing effect, if you were trying to heal your Valkyries, you'd struggle more against the multi-Inferno because more of them would be affected by them Inferno beams. As you can see, the Valkyries having no job taking down that multi-Inferno. Only a few more troops left, guys, and we move on to the heavily anticipated Golem. As it comes into the single Inferno, you'll know that it is going to do a much better job against the multi than the single, just because it has so much health. The single Inferno is able to get into them really massive amounts of damage and take out the Golems no problem. Although they have got the Inferno down quite a bit there, for the amount of army camp space, they haven't done fantastic, really, have they? And as you will see as we move on to the multi, they will take it down rather easily. One Golem will have no problem taking out the multi-Inferno, but the single is able to just keep powering up, keep getting to them massive damage range, and check out the health on that Golem just going down. It actually takes it out with the Golems exploding, so let's check out how the Golemites do against this single Inferno, and then we'll put one extra Golem in, but we know for a fact that the Golem will take it down rather quickly. You will see that the single Inferno is able to get quite a bit of damage here onto the Golemites, and they are indeed going to take it down. So let's wait until the Golemites are dead. Once they are dead, we'll bring in one single Golem, and you will see how it will demolish this multi-Inferno because it will not be able to affect the Golem. It will just constantly be whacking away but not really doing anything to it. It would take it a good half hour to get through this Golem, but as you can see, it's able to just continually keep smacking away at that multi, and we're not going to sit here all day, guys. Let's get them in and take it down. But obviously, if we were patient enough, that Golem would smack out that Inferno Tower no problem. With only 3 troops left, we move on to the Witch. Now the Witch, although it is a very low HP troop, it will probably do better against the single Inferno because of the amount of skeletons it will be able to spawn. It will just be able to overwhelm it, and the multi-Inferno will easily shred through the skeletons and eventually get onto the Witches, but they are obviously going to have a much easier job here against these single Inferno, as we have found with them low HP troops. But as they move to the multi, check that out, the skeletons have absolutely no chance against that multi-Inferno. The Witches trying their best, but they just continually get taken out. Let's put a couple of other Witches up here, drawn in towards that multi-Inferno. As you will see, a few of them actually do get drawn across to the buildings at the other side of the map, but it shows great here how the Inferno just shreds through these skeletons, and we have to be careful to actually be able to take this out. I think we're going to have enough, guys, but it is taking them down rather quickly. Check out the skeletons, just not able to get through it quick enough. Will we make it? They just about do it, guys. Only 2 troops remain. This one's certainly going to be interesting in that of the Lava Hound. So the single Inferno is obviously going to shred this Lava Hound, get it popped pretty quickly, but then once it does pop, the Lava Pups will have a much easier job taking down that single Inferno. They're just going to be able to overwhelm it and take it down. As they move forward to the multi-Inferno though, actually they're just not able to get it, so we're going to have to bring another Lava Hound in. Maybe the Lava Hound will take it down, but you'll just see here how little damage the Lava Hound does. It actually barely even gets a shot off on that Inferno. The Lava Hound bursting is actually what kills it. Now I'm actually going to put a few Lava Hounds in here, like we did with the Golems, onto this multi-Inferno, because again, they do so little damage. It's going to take them forever to take out this multi-Inferno, but if you check out their health, guys, it is basically doing nothing to them because they have that massive amount of health. The single Inferno able to shred through them very quickly, but again, the moral of this video, the multi-Inferno far superior against them small HP troops and able to shred through them, whereas these higher HP troops have no problem getting through the Inferno Tower. Now last but not least, we move on to the Bowlers. First up, against the single Inferno, it doesn't even get a shot off, guys. The single Inferno able to rack up the higher strength and take out them Bowlers, so we're going to have to overwhelm it here with Bowlers. However, the multi-Inferno, I feel, will definitely struggle against the Bowlers as well, just because they're not going to go down easily to that multi-Inferno. As you can see, the single Inferno actually working out a bit better here, able to shred through the Bowlers in that higher HP a little bit easier, but they take it down. As we move on to the multi here, even 2 Bowlers will have a good shot at getting this multi-Inferno down, just because it doesn't do massive amounts of damage. However, you will see they are going down relatively quickly. They don't have massive amounts of health compared to the Golem and the Lava Hound, but they still do have quite a bit of health, so it does take them a little bit longer to go down. This is actually one of their mid-range troops, which falls into the bracket of being stuck in the middle there, where the single Inferno and the multi-Inferno are equally as effective. However, if you had a heal spell on, the multi-Inferno would obviously be far more devastating. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, guys. Make sure to leave a like and comment down below your favourite troop. I've been your host, Sloth, and until next time, peace out, guys.
Stay tuned for more Clash of Clans.